Amanda, and it's Friday, so it's time for Finally Friday Slowdown. I really enjoy bringing y'all this, and every week, something seems to come up that goes perfectly along with something that I can share with y'all. And so for those of y'all watching and enjoying these classes, let me know. I would love to know how you're enjoying them. And so this week I wanted to talk about something called Avidya, and it's something in yoga philosophy. It's a term, and it's basically, there's these things called the kleshas, which are veils of reality, and we all experience misperceptions. So basically, it's a misperception or an obstruction. It's also been it's known as the cause of suffering. So it's a great thing to learn about, in applying it to our lives. And the first one that we're going to talk about today is it's called Avidya, but it means ignorance. So ignorance can like creep up on us. It's something we've all experienced. It's something we've all been guilty of at times, I'm sure, because we don't know what we don't know. So it's just being aware that we don't know everything also. And an example is, say, a yoga teacher is amazing. Like, she's an amazing yoga teacher, and she's got a great following, and she teaches these amazing classes, and she's just known for this. And one day she breaks her leg or her ankle. It prevents her from teaching anymore, and she loses her identity, because that's who she identified herself with. But that's not who she really is, and we experience these roles throughout life. Maybe a stay-at-home mom identifies herself as being a mother, and a wife, and being a caregiver, and then maybe she gets divorced and has to be a single mom, or the kids grow up and leave her at home and she has nothing else to do because she's identified as this role of a mother for so long and doesn't have her own thing going on, so there's like so many different ways that we can hide the perception of who we truly are. I mean, it could be something in a simple social situation where we forget our own power. For me, I know it a lot of times, like, I can think back in the past when I have let other people shine out of fear of outshining them, or like feeling guilty or feeling bad about taking the spotlight. And so I let somebody else take the spotlight because I don't want to, maybe I'm afraid to offer my true gifts. Maybe I'm afraid to shine. Maybe I'm afraid to, and so fear is another it's another klesha, actually, but we're not going to talk about that. It's the ignorance. It's not seeing the big picture, not seeing things for how they truly are, not seeing ourselves for who we truly are, and not seeing others for who they truly are. Like, maybe we form an opinion about somebody based on whatever. It could be the way they dress. It could be the car they drive. We think we know who they are because of something in their life that, something we see, that we perceive. We make a judgment about them, and that may not necessarily be who they really are. There's been a couple of examples that in my life this week, and it's kind of cool the way it goes along with the planets and the astrology. And if you're not into astrology, then it's still really cool to know that we had a big solar eclipse on Monday, and then this coming Monday is the winter solstice, which historically is a very, very powerful day, and in many cultures, and it's an energetic day where we can step into our own power. We can release our old stories. And I lost my keys on Monday, and I mean, I searched everywhere for them, and I was about to do this yoga class online that went along with the solar eclipse, and I was everything, I was wanting to align, but I couldn't find my keys. And so I ended up having to Uber to my shop, and it was just a mess. And then I decided, I'm just gonna go home and I just need to rest because I had a really busy day the day before. And so I got home. I'm at my condo right now here in Destin. I got here and I looked one more place that I hadn't looked, and sure enough, there they were. And it really caused me to realize, if I had just slowed down and really taken myself out of it and retraced my steps the night before and really just looked at the big picture, I would have seen it. And it was also a sign to me of how something can be sitting right in front of your face. It can be very close to you and you don't even see it, and that can apply to our lives in so many ways. We just don't see the big picture of what's going on. And, it also happened in a social situation where I went to a party and, I got the feeling that this lady who I've done business with for years, but we're not really friends, I showed up and I kind of got pushed. I just kind of felt a little resistance from her, which was fine. But I realized that was because I was shining and it threatened her, which I couldn't believe that it actually threatened her because I admire and respect her so much. But that was me recognizing my own power. And then I was able to have compassion for her. And so, because those were her blocks that were kicking in. Those were that veil that, it's this veil between us that we have to realize that we are all connected. And so when we feel that separateness, that's just one of the kleshas becoming apparent. And, so we start to learn to recognize that through our practices. And that's what I want to guide you on today is experiencing yourself, experiencing your own true power. Because when we can tap into our own essence and our own vibration, it doesn't matter where we are or what we're feeling, we're able to tap in and then we're able to raise our frequency. And no matter if you're feeling bad or if you're feeling good, you're going to feel better after you do that. So, even if you don't feel great afterwards, you're still going to be able to acknowledge and be there for yourself and just be able to tune in, because that's how we can continue to evolve, is tuning in on a regular basis. So we're going to go ahead and start out with 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then I'm going to lead you on just some breath work where we'll do some box breath. We'll inhale to 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. And then eventually we'll exhale for longer than we inhale. So, and then we'll just do that a few times, and then we'll start our movement, our practice, and we're going to end in a nice heart-centered meditation today so that we can have compassion for ourselves. We can start cultivating that compassion for ourselves. And when we do that, it's going to expand into our relationships, business, personal. It's just going to make our lives a lot better. So once we start to practice that, of course, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You can rest your hands on your knees and close your eyes. We'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just relaxing your shoulders. Let the base of your spine root down as you extend the crown. One more deep breath. Just letting it all go. And then we'll inhale to the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. And then exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Relaxing the gaze. 2, 3. Maybe resting the gaze at the tip of the nose. Inhale to 4. 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. And we'll just repeat this. Hold at the top. Exhale. Hold at the bottom. Inhale. Hold at the top. This time exhale to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 3, 4. Exhale to 6. 2, 3. Hold at the bottom. And then just do this on your own a few more times, and I'm going to be quiet and just tap into your own breath. One more round. Then take a deep breath in through the nose and hold it at the top. Squeeze up through the pelvis as you clinch up through the bottom of the sacrum, squeezing up through the sex organs into the belly. Squeeze everything up as you hold in. Gaze at the third eye, tip of the nose, and then release everything. Just keep the eyes closed. And then you can open them. And go ahead and come around into a child's pose. Extending out through the arms. Taking a nice stretch, maybe even rocking back and forth a little bit. Just staying very inside of your own body. Honoring any feelings, any emotions that are swirling around. And then start to rise and slide up onto your belly, extending through the legs and come into a cobra. Reaching the heart forward. Inhale. And then exhale, come all the way down. Bring your arms out to the side. All the way out to the side, and then start to roll over onto the right elbow. You can bring the left leg right behind you, taking a little stretch here. And then roll back to center. Other side. then coming back to center. Inhale, cobra. Lifting through the heart. And then exhale, tuck the toes and make your way back into a child's pose. Full breath here. Inhale up to tabletop. And let's start with some cat-cows. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale back to cow. Exhale to cat. Really pulling that chin into your chest, tucking the pelvis, breathing into each vertebrae. And then come back to a neutral spine. Step your right foot forward and just lean into your hip flexor. Make sure that the right ankle is right under the knee. So you want to make sure your ankle is directly under your knee. And you can square your hips off here. You can bring your hands up to your knee if you'd like. If you have blocks, maybe you can bring your blocks to the side and just breathe here for a moment. Maybe even lifting the arms overhead. And then release the arms. From here, shift your hips back and extend the right leg out. Keeping the heart forward. Getting a nice stretch in the hamstring. And then walk the hands back. Lift the left knee and step the right foot back into a plank. You could drop both knees and then step the left foot forward. And just lean into the right hip flexor here. Again, if you have your blocks, you can bring them to the side. But then just start to lift through the heart. Maybe bring your hands to your knees. Again, making sure that the left ankle is directly under the left knee. Lifting through the heart. You can stay here, or if you'd like to raise your arms. Lifting the heart. Offering your true self, your true gifts, your authenticity. And then release the arms. Shift your hips back over. Extending through the left leg. Just breathing into any tightness. Keeping the hips squared. Left foot is flexed. Reaching the crown forward. And walk the hands back up. Tuck the right foot, lift the knee, and step the left foot back into a plank. Lower the knees, bend at the elbows as you come all the way down. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to come back down. Tuck the toes and make your way back into a child's pose. Just rocking back and forth. Giving your forehead a massage on the floor. Connecting with the earth energy here. Where we are rooted. And then inhale, come up to a tabletop. And then exhale as you're going to shift over and And start to bend at the elbows as you slowly lower yourself down to the earth. Inhale to a cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes and make your way into a down dog. Lifting through the hips here towards the sky and pressing the earth away. Lengthening through the spine and sending the heels back. Knees can be slightly bent. Your heels don't need to be touching. But you want your spine long and your hips drawn up towards the sky. And then inhale to come over into plank. Exhale, bend at the knees and send the hips back up. We'll do that a couple times, inhaling over into plank. And then exhale to bend at the knees and send the hips back up. One more time. And look towards your hands and then step your right shin forward. Coming into a pigeon pose. So you can have a blanket or a cushion underneath your hip if it's not touching the ground. You want to try to keep your right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Lifting through the heart. Settling in the hips. Keep the elbows hugged in as you start to come over your right shin. Maybe bringing a block in front of you. You can lay your head on the block. Or you can come all the way down. Dropping your head. Just noticing here. Being in your body, allowing whatever emotions, whatever you're feeling to flow through you. Allowing thoughts to pass. Coming back to your breath. Just settling in and releasing. And then go ahead and walk yourself back up. Lift through the heart. And then tuck the left toes and make your way back to a down dog. Maybe pedal your dog out. And then step the left shin forward. Keeping the left foot flexed, working the right foot back. Coming into pigeon. Lift through the heart. Keep the elbows in at the sides. And settle in over the left shin. Drop the head. And drop everything else. Drop your resistance. Drop your ego. Drop the veil. Allow yourself to see clearly. Just honoring where you're at today. Allowing yourself to step outside of yourself and see the big picture. see things that you didn't see before. And then start to press yourself back up. Tuck your toe, your back foot, and step the left foot back into a down dog. So from here, go ahead and hop into a sitting position. And then you can bring your feet together like a book. Lifting through the heart, and then exhale forward. Keep the head, the crown high, lengthening through the spine. Keep the heart forward. And then when you've reached your limit, drop your head, round the spine. And then just go completely inside here, honoring that sacred space, honoring your authentic self, your higher self, the part of us that gets clouded with misperception. And then slowly release, coming out of it. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Hinge at your hips and face your right toes. Lift through the heart, spine is long, and then just start to walk your hands towards your toes. Keeping the spine long, keeping the crown high. Getting a nice stretch in our hamstrings here. And walking yourself back up. Switch sides. Extending through the left leg, hinge at the hips, facing the left toes, and walk your hands forward. Each inhale, extend through the spine. Each exhale, melt the heart a little more. Back up. Go ahead and make your way down to your back. Maybe take a little back roll as you go back. Maybe take a couple. Just getting the spine just getting movement in the spine here, getting the blood flowing. And then make your way all the way down. Squeeze your knees in, maybe rock back and forth. Just getting all the juices in the spine flowing. Drop your arms to the side and then bring both knees to the right side. Look out over the left shoulder for a nice spinal twist here. Taking full inhalations and exhalations. Hug your knees in, give yourself a squeeze. Drop your arms to the other side. Drop the knees to the other side. Drop your arms out to the side. Keeping the shoulders flushed to the ground. Looking out over the right shoulder. Just breathing into that space. Internal organs getting massaged from the breath. Detoxified and purified. And then coming back to center, squeeze the knees in. And then release the knees. From here, find your block. And you're going to slide your block up underneath the sacrum for a supported bridge pose. You can let your arms fall out to the side. You can let your knees fall together. Finding the position on the block that feels the best to you. You can change the position, but it just needs to be resting at the base of the spine. Almost like it's sitting on a little shelf. You can bring your hands to your belly. This is where our power lies, where our confidence lies. This is where we become ourselves, who we truly are. When we're tuned in, we're able to express that in an authentic way. And we're able to perceive situations more clearly also. If you'd like a little bit more, you can raise your feet and bring your legs high. You can also move to a wall and do this. This is going to give you a lot of great benefits that you would get from inversions. It's a great restorative pose, reversing the circulation, preventing varicose veins, improving memory. Detoxifying and purifying cells, replenishing the blood flow. It's just so good. Just letting yourself receive the benefits of your practice. Not being in a to-do mode, and just letting yourself be in a receiving mode. Knowing that by showing up and shifting gears, you're taking control. At the same time, you're surrendering. And we find that in surrendering, we learn how to take our power back. Slowly start to release the feet if they're in the air. Just noticing the sensations, and then remove the block. Bring your hand to your heart, your right hand to your heart, your left hand to your belly. Just noticing. And from here, you can extend your legs long and lay down on your back, or you can come to a seated position, whatever you prefer. So bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Just tuning in to your heartbeat, to your breath. Sending the breath to the heart space. I want you to call to mind something or someone that you love. Bring that person, place, thing, animal, whatever it is, bring that into your heart space. Just feel those feelings of love, of appreciation, gratitude for whatever that thing is, that person, that place, that relationship. Hold that space, hold that place, hold those emotions right there. Each breath, you feel a warm, tingly sensation in the heart space as these emotions start to spread throughout your body. These feelings of love, of gratitude. Each breath, it's like a little ember as it grows stronger. Love that you hold inside of your heart grows stronger and stronger as it spreads throughout your whole body. Then it spreads outside the confines of your skin into your magnetic field, this beautiful warmth, this glow, this ember, this light that's inside of you starts to glow brighter and brighter with each breath. Pretty soon, you're like this glowing ball of light, and you're shining so bright for your friends and your family as it touches all of them, and you think about all of them as this light touches them, this loving light that accepts and loves everyone it meets. Shines for your whole community, your whole country. It shines for the whole entire world. This light is so bright inside of you. And then turn your attention back inward. So you bring this light back into your heart, back to the center. That's all you have to do is cultivate that heart center, and that light will spread and grow. Put your hands together in prayer, sealing this beautiful practice. Namaste. If y'all enjoyed today's practice, please go like my pages Wildflyer and Wildflyer Destin, and I will see you next week for Finally Friday Slowdown. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, message me, let me know how you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me.